ating lahat. Welcome po sa ating mid-morning worship service. Para po sa ating unang awitin, buksan po natin ang ating mga theme songs sa theme song number 94, For the Beauty of the Earth. Cometh, and now is, when the true worshipper shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Tayo po'y manalangin. Panginoong Diyos, Diyos na makapangyarihan sa lahat, maraming salamat po sa oras pong ito na pinagkaloob niyo sa amin, na kahit may krisis po, Panginoon, ay binigyan niyo po kami ng panahon para sambahin po kayo sa espiritu at katotohanan, Panginoon. Kayo po ang manguna sa amin sa pagpapatuloy po namin ng pag-aaral patungkol sa Pentecost, Panginoon. At kayo po ang gumabay sa amin sa programa po namin ito at sa mga programa po namin sa araw pong ito. Muli po kaming nagpapasalamat, Panginoon, sa pangalan ni Jesus, aming Diyos at tagapagligtas at sa kapangyarihan ng banal na Espiritu. Amen. Sa ating pangalawang awitin, buksan po natin ang ating mga theme song sa theme song number 71. Pentecostal Power.
Oh
Reading from Acts 2, verse 1 to 13. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Ghost, and began to speak with other tongues, as the Spirit gave them utterance. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue, wherein we were born? Parthians and Medes and Elamites, and the dwellers in Mesopotamia, and in Judea, and Cappadocia, and Pontus and Asia, Perga and Pamphylia, in Egypt, and in the parts of Libya, about Cyrene, and the strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes. Cretes and Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of God. And they were all amazed, and were in doubt, saying one to another, What meaneth this? Others mocking said, These men are full of new wine. Ngayon po tayo makakapakinig ng isang kanta mula sa choir. na tayo sa ating message.
Lista sa ating repertoire, sa ating mga doctrines. We thank God for that new composition. At siguro nakakanta na namin, mga 3 taon na yun, no? Pero mahirap rin while working on it. Itong ating worship ay actually nagsimula ito sa Sunday School eh. Naalaala ko na nagle-lecture tayo dito noon ng Sunday School organization na nakalagay doon sa Sunday School, yung libro sa Sunday School, nagaling sa Southern Baptist Convention. Yun ay nakalagay doon na when does our worship service begin? Should begin in Sunday School. Ginagawa natin niya parang worship service ya iba kaysa Sunday School. You cannot have a complete worship experience if you do not begin it with Sunday School. So Sunday School and worship service, they should be part. Dapat maging kasama yan sila. Isa lang yan sila. And so that's what we did today. Celebrating Pentecost, ang part 1 ay ating kanina tinalakay, but we are now, sabi ko, we are now on the 5th. We have 16 reasons why we should celebrate Pentecost. And some of these reasons are theological. Others are meditational or basta ang pag-celebrate ng Pentecost is both historical because it's a historical event. It is a theological event also. And it is an edifying event. It is an educational event. And so, kanina, we ended with the Jews being set aside during the church age. So, dispensationally and theologically and historically. Na tinanggal mo na. Nakita natin yan eh. You remember when Jesus Christ was being tried and Pilate was asking the crowd because he wanted to release Jesus. Because Pilate knew that he was only accused by his own people, the religious leaders. Those people who believe in the religion of Moses were also the ones who manipulated his crucifixion. So, tanong niya, para nga makalabas, sabi niya, it is your custom, it is our custom that we allow you to choose from among the criminals nga nakulong dyan, that on this feast, sa Passover, ay may nire-release. Tapos nagtanong si Pilate, whom should I release unto you? Is it Barabbas or Jesus? And of course, the crowd just went riotously. Talagang galit na galit sila sa kay Jesus. So they said, release Barabbas. What am I going to do with Jesus, who is called the Christ? Crucify him. His hand, his blood be upon us and our children. Yun ang sabi nila. Now, with that statement, ay talagang na-fulfill yung sabi ni John sa kanyang John 1:11, John 1:12. He came unto his own creation, and his creation did not recognize him. He came unto his own people, and his own people rejected him. But as many as receive him, to them gave he the power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. Yon ang pinakabuod ng message ng Pentecost. Ayaw ng nation magtanggap sa kanilang Messiah. They rejected it. And so, with that, God decided, actually matagal na 400 years previous to that, sa Malakay pa, God has already stopped communicating with His people Israel. Kaya ang existence ng Israel from the time of the Persian Empire to the time of the Greeks, up to the time of the Romans, up to our time, ay hindi na nakipag-usap ang Panginoon sa nation ng Israel. Not because through their king, because they did not have a king ever since. Not through their prophet, because they had no prophet. The last prophet was Malakay. And they did not have also a priest. Wala na. Kahit yung mga pari nga after sa panahon na ni Alexander, even the priest that the Maccabean family killed, yung high priest na nag-offer ng baboy na na babae na baboy na bago lang nanganak, pinilit na